I don't want to lose at any point in my life.
In 2012, Usain Blake did something to Usain Bolt that he paid dearly for. It was probably one of the most devastating blows to Usain's entire career, or so many track and field fans thought. Something happened in this race that I'm about to show right now that many persons missed, but Usain Bolt took it quite personal.
Champion versus the Olympic champion, Blake versus Bolt.
Off they go. Powell is up well. Bolt has work to do. Powell is ahead of Bolt and the rest of the field. A stop for Powell. Blake comes forward on the outside. Johan Blake wins. Spear by Blake once again. And Johan Blake, for the second time in 3 days, delivers a beating on the world's best, Usain Bolt.
You just see that. If you missed it, don't worry, I'm gonna break it down fully for you in this entire video. The rivalry between Usain Bolt and Johan Blake, though short-lived, was one of the most intriguing and nail-biting of all time. It led to Usain Bolt experiencing two of his most devastating and shocking defeats of his entire career. Usain and Johan's rivalry was a very interesting one since they were both friends and were trained by the same coach in the same camp. But they were the two best in the world at that time, and none of the two was happy with being called the second best. Now, in July of 2012, Johan Blake lined up against Usain Bolt at Jamaica's National Olympic Trials, and it was a clash that most were looking to see, but the results left everyone stunned, including Usain Bolt. Johan Blake was fresh off his World Championships victory in 2011, was motivated more than ever to challenge the Olympic champion and the world record holder for the Olympic title. In the absence of Bolt in the 2011 World Championships, Blake became the youngest world champion in the 100 meters at the age of just 21 years old. He clocked a speedy 9.92 seconds to beat America's Walter Dix and the 2003 world champion Kim Collins. Bolt false started and was disqualified, leaving people to believe that it was the pressure from Johan Blake that led to this, since Blake had clocked a dangerous looking 9.95 seconds in the semi-final, while Bolt was only able to register 10.05 seconds. But Usain Bolt that year was also suffering from back injuries, which was one of the factors that kept him from hitting top form. It was now time for the 100-meter Olympic trials, and Blake did not fail to show that he was a true contender for the throne. He blew away Usain Bolt and Asafa Powell in a blazing 9.75 seconds. Bolt was left shocked and disappointed, but his trouble was still not over. Blake hurled yet another devastating blow to Bolt in the 200 meters. He finished ahead of Bolt again in 19.80 seconds. This to many looked like the beginning of the end for Bolt. But here's what Usain Bolt took very personal. After one of Blake's victory, he made a gesture of putting his fingers to his lips. Bolt never liked it and he planned to do something about it. Now, this put Usain Bolt in a very delicate position. He was now faced with a huge task because the Olympics was only 3 weeks away and he wasn't ready, but he had to be ready. 3 weeks quickly went by and it was now time for Bolt to pay back Blake for his action. The Olympic 100-meter action started, but Johan Blake wasn't Bolt's only problem. Justin Gatlin was there also, and he was running extremely fast. In fact, in the semi-final round, Gatlin made history when he clocked the fastest semi-final time ever in 9.82 seconds. Bolt's semi-final showed that he was indeed better than 3 weeks earlier. He clocked an easy 9.87 seconds to win, but Blake was still ahead with his semi-final time of 9.85 seconds. All the qualifiers for the 100 meters looked good, but finally came the moment of truth. It was time to race. Bolt, Blake, Powell, Gatlin, Ryan Bailey, Richard Thompson, all left the blocks at the sound of the starter's pistol. But it was Bolt who took over from about 50 meters in the race, and he crossed the finishing line in an historic 9.63 seconds, which was a new Olympic record and the second fastest time ever recorded in the history of the game. Johan Blake again recorded 9.75 seconds, but this time it was not good enough to catch Bolt. He had to settle for second place. Bolt also finished the 200 meters in an emphatic fashion, again setting himself apart from Johan Blake, but as he crossed the finishing line, he repeated the same gesture that Johan Blake did. He put his fingers to his lips and showed who was the real boss.
National tries, he went like this after the race, and when I was going through the line, I went like this, and I was looking at him.